welcome back everyone. So this is the second unboxing of my 40k character series. Now, I've had a lot of characters painted over the years. My favourite, I have to say, was the new Mephiston. But sadly, I can't unbox that unless I buy another one. Tempting. I've already painted him, so this is straight out the box, discussing the rules, showing off the miniature. So, with the new Blood Angels Codex coming out soon, maybe there'll be a new character, hopefully the Sanguine or even a new Dante, for me to unbox. But at the moment, there's none of that to look forward to, or nothing's been leaked as yet. So number 2 on my character unboxing is the Culexus Assassin. So this is in a nice shiny blister pack, so it's not a box with cling film I can remove, but it comes like this. So on the back you can see there is a single sprue and a base, very simple instruction guide, and the picture of the assassin. I don't normally, go 100% box art, but that is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I might make the edge highlights a tad brighter, just to show that the model stands out a little bit. Another assassin's not supposed to stand out in the middle of battle. That's probably what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is cut this blister pack open so you can see the sprue a lot better than that. And we'll discuss rules afterwards. So in my haste in opening the package with a pair of large scissors, this slid to one side, I might cut half of it off, but I can still see that it's 8 and 7 there. That's just classic me. And it gives you the option there of those two things, whatever they are, on the side of his head. Looks like some kind of scope or something. Interesting. And this model was released in 2015 to update the old metal model, which was a bit of a pain unless you're very good at pinning. I never like to stick together. I had the old version, and I still have the old version of the Vindicator Assassin. But I won't do every assassin on the unboxing because I don't want to get too boring. It'd be nice to get one Chaos, one Astra Militarium, one Space Marine, one Imperial Assassin. But yeah, we'll see where this series takes us. Right, so you can see, because it's 2015, that the rules have changed quite a bit. There is no more weapon skill 8, ballistic skill 8. It's changed quite a bit, because there is no 8 on a 6-sided dice. So that's the destructions, how to put it together, and this is the model itself. So the model itself, as you can expect from GW, has loads and loads of detail. Even the ruined section of what looks like a citadel on the base looks like it has quite a bit of detail, so obviously it sticks that way. And this assassin is stalking through the ruins of whatever building that used to be. So yeah, it gives you an option of the headpiece. So the scope actually has, if I can focus in, the face next to it, so you can have kind of like a grinning mask there, or you can have, let's see if I can focus, a more skull-like face. I'll go with a skull-like face. You'll see the backpack has quite a bit of detail as well. But all in all, the assassins normally have quite a sleek look, apart from their gear. So the actual suit itself is normally very skin tight, so you can see the definition in the 6-pack and whatnot. You see on the back of the head section, looks like tiny little reactor coils or something, probably to try to block out psychic powers, because this guy is an anti-psyker assassin. So if you don't know what that is, I'll run through a few of the rules in a minute. So each assassin has its own specific skill. So you've got the Vindicator, it's great for sniping and shooting. Eversaw's brilliant close combat. This guy is a bit of a tool if you've got a psychic opponent. So he is armed with Psych Out grenades. So for a start, the Psych Out grenades, range 6, not much difference there. And it's grenade D3, so roll a D3 for the number of shots. It's strength 2, doesn't sound impressive. No AP, 1 damage. Does not sound impressive, right? Until you read the abilities. When resolving an attack made with this weapon against a Psyker or Demon unit, on a hit roll of a 6, it inflicts a mortal wound on that target. The attack sequence ends. That's how it was recently. But since the new 9th edition rules have come out, certain grenades have blast. So it now has blast. So yes, it's D3, but chances are if you're going up against a unit, you're going to be getting the flat 3. So yes, it's only strength 2, doesn't sound impressive. Any 6s are mortal wounds though. That is pretty nice. But he also is armed with the Animus. So the Animus is range 18. It's Assault D3. It's Strength 5. AP 4. Yeah, that sounds a bit more impressive. Damage 1. Whilst there are enemy Psycho units within 18 of the bearer, change the weapon type to Assault D6. So, like I said, if you want to get really close to Assassin, Psychos, do apologise, with this Assassin, he is quite impressive. So the weapon then goes to Assault D6 for the number of shots. That's Strength 5, potentially 6 shots, AP -4. That's pretty cool. Still only 1 damage, but if you're going up against 1,000 Suns, for example, you've got a nice unit of them coming at you, yeah, you're going to mess them up. Brilliant, right? So the basic stat line, movement 7. So it's pretty nippy, even on foot. Rarely going in transport. I can't see that happening. Weapon skill of 2, ballistic skill of 2. Well, they're assassins. You know, it's going to be 2s, right? Strength 4, so not great in a straight up fight. Toughness 4, so you think it's going to be quite squishy. Wounds 5, attacks 4, leadership 9, and the save is a 6. So you're thinking, it's going to be pretty squishy. You know, it's only toughness 4, it's got save of 6. You know, this guy's not great, right? But because it has lightning fast reflexes, this model always has a 4 invulnerable save. So you're never going to be using the 6 unless someone's got no zone or something going off. But that can happen because this particular assassin is an abomination. This model can never be targeted or be affected by psychic powers in any way. Psycho units that are within 18 of this assassin must subtract 2 from psychic tests and deny the witch tests. So even though you can't target it, even if you are right next to it with smite, you can then target something else, but it's -2 to their roll. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So you're pretty much always going to be using that 4 invulnerable save. It also has a life drain. When resolving an attack made with a melee weapon by this model, a saving throw cannot be made unless it's an invulnerable saving throw. So, yeah, doesn't have close combat effects, but you can still punch. You know, you haven't got a knife, you haven't got a sword, anything like that, but you can still punch somebody. I mean, it's not great. Is what it is. Strength 4, I say it's not great. It's still Space Marine. You know, it's still going to punch an Imperial Guardsman pretty well. You know, it is a Psychic Assassin, which means attacks made by this model can target a psychic character even if it's not the closest enemy unit. But it has to have the Psyker keyword. So it's not just any character, like the Vindicator Assassin can shoot anybody it wants. But this can only attack Psyker characters. In addition, this model can shoot with its Psych-Out grenades in the same phase as it shoots with its Animus. So that's pretty cool. So normally you either shoot your gun or your grenade. This person's just... Because the Animus isn't really a gun, you know? It's part of the headdress, I guess you call it. And it has Etherum, which is when resolving an attack that targets this model, the attacking model is treated as having a ballistic skill or a weapon skill of a 6. Now it's a 6+, so it's not unmodified. So you could improve it. So like if you were charging and you're a Space Wolf, you get +1. You're hitting on 5s then. So it's kind of sucky when normally like Space Wolves are hitting on 2s when charging stuff. Yeah, be hitting on 5s, but everybody else is hitting on 6s. It doesn't sound like this person is terribly strong, because you're thinking toughness 4, strength 4, 4. Yeah, 4 and vulnerable. It can be quite swingy, but if you're shooting it or punching it, you're only hitting it on 6s, and you cannot affect it by any means by any psychic powers. So I didn't think this thing was going to make much of a difference, but I did play in a tournament, and I was using my Tyranids, and pretty much every character in my Tyranid army was a Psycho. And I was right up in his face, because it's Tyranids, right? So all of my spells are -2. Not normally a problem, they're fairly reliable. I had a really bad day of dice rolling. This thing really made a difference. So it was the last edition, it was 8th edition. It was Custodes. It had Custodes, it had 1 Assassin, and it had some Imperial Guard, because they needed the CP back then. And I was like, well, this is going to be easy, because there's only a handful of Custodes. You know, I'm going to chomp through the Imperial Guard. It's not going to be an issue. I've got loads and loads of psychic abilities. Not one went off. Not a single one went off. Because of this. It's only a -2 casting psychic spells if you're within 18, but irritating as hell. And that's why I love the model. You know, it may not win a fight straight up. But it's a nice tool to have in your toolbox, because it gives that minus, and it also works on Deny the Witch tests. It's a -2 there as well. But it's just irritating. It's probably going to be on an objective. You can't hit it unless you roll 6s. You know, if you're a Psycho, you cannot target this thing. It's just going to be flipping irritating. Even if it doesn't kill anything throughout the whole game. Sit on the objective, going, come at me, bruh. So I see it's got the grenade in its hand. I'm thinking I'm going to do some object light sourcing, and I'm going to maybe have a bit of background light shine off its leg there, because the grenade's right next to it. Maybe some green glowing light, just to brighten it up a bit, because I know it's a dark figure, but you still kind of want your models to show off a little bit. So I'm thinking a nice light, kind of like the Predator going on there, glowing that side of his head, and a nice glow from that grenade as well, just to make it pop a little bit. Because you've got quite a lot of contrast there. You can have a nice bright light, dark, like assassin skin armor, or like I think they call it synth skin. So basically they can like blend into their environment around them. So it's like a chameleonic kind of ability. So I could always try to paint this like it's decloaking, once again, kind of like the Predator. But these guys are great. I really, really like them. And I like the fluff that they bring as well to 40k. They're even in 30k a little bit, because Malcador the Sigillite, the Regent of Terror, was actually not just the Emperor's right-hand man, but he was also the Grand Master of Assassins. So he's the one that got these guys together and started off the Officio Assassinorum, which is a temple of assassins, and started training them up. And these guys have once actually gone after Horus, but we know how that story ends. I don't want to break any spoilers there. But yeah, I really like these guys. I think some of the books that they've been in are wicked, you know. Especially this one. It's not leaving any presence in the warp. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Please hit that like button if you haven't done already. And please subscribe for more great content. Okay, hobby safe, guys, and see you in the next one.